Okay. There is something wrong with my camera. It just shut. Oh my God. You can hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you.
I
We
will
just need to
probably
wait.
rejoin from my
We're
phone.
live. We just need to wait a little. Okay, let me check.
I will rejoin from my phone. I can use StreamYard, right?
Okay.
Because turn on this up. You guys can hear me, see me?
Yes. Okay,
My
so
laptop
we are
camera.
live, and today this is Farooq Malik. I'm the host for tonight, and I'm from Enablers Research and Development Department Head. And as we all know, that in any business, profit and loss calculation is the most important aspect. So, for Amazon business, for any Amazon seller, as we all know, it is really important to figure out how much are we actually earning, because everybody is concerned with the sales. Everybody is concerned with how much is the number of sales. This is this much figure seller. This is this much figure seller. But nobody cares what actually is the profitability, and are we doing losses, or where are we losing money where we can stop, or where are we getting more money so we can grow it more. So tonight, it's a great opportunity to have Sellerboard team with us, and we have Christopher and Jenny with us. Thank you very much, guys, for being with us all over from USA and from Europe. Jenny from Europe, and we'll be asking different questions to the Sellerboard team, for our members who's watching us tonight. And let's start from Chris. So, Chris, how are you doing? Just I was known to the fact that you have been a seven-figure seller yourself, and you recently joined Sellerboard, and it's really amazing to have you with us tonight on this amazing group of 500,000 people, which is called eCommerce by Enablers. And let's go with the first question. So we'd like to know. Everybody over here wants to know, what is Sellerboard?
All right. Yes. So I'm Christopher, the Senior Marketing Advisor for Sellerboard, and I appreciate the introduction. I'm really happy to be here today. It's an honor. You guys have a wonderful, very active group, and you're a wonderful leader for them. And basically, after I sold my seven-figure a year company, I'm a lifelong entrepreneur, so it was the second startup that I did sell. I was introduced to the Sellerboard software. And I realized that Sellerboard could have done 4 to 5 different things for me, that I was paying 4 to 5 different services, and probably would have saved me around $400 a month. And so I became very passionate about the company, and I was able to reach out to the founders, and we started working together. So Sellerboard is an accurate profit analytics service for Amazon, Shopify, and eBay sellers, with additional tools like follow-up campaigns, inventory management, reimbursements for lost and damaged stock, and other FBA errors. We also offer PPC optimization, listing change alerts, and all this starts at $15 a month. So even if you're just getting started, you're just doing some test buys, maybe you're doing retail arbitrage, or you're just doing maybe 100 units from AliExpress, $15 a month to add basically an Amazon robot to your business is a great value.
That's great. That's really great. And above all, we usually go with such an accurate tool that we don't get anywhere else. Okay, let's go with the second question, Chris. I'll be asking a few questions to you initially, and then we'll be grabbing questions from the people we are having live with us. So I'll be getting questions from them as well. But initially, I do have some questions as R&D head of my company. So I'll be going with the second question. How does it work? How does Sellerboard work actually?
Okay, yeah, no problem at all. So basically, Sellerboard has an official relationship with Amazon AWS. And what that means is that we're able to tie in through the API in the back end of your Seller Central. So the Sellerboard registration process is super easy. You sign up, and we'll talk about that a little bit later on, but we don't even require a credit card to begin with. We want you to be very comfortable. So you sign up for Sellerboard, and we walk you through the different steps that will tie you into the AWS token in the back end of Seller Central. And what happens after that connection is made is that Sellerboard's able to pull all the data down for your logistics and your shipping, for your pay-per-click costs and your advertising costs, and all the different data points that you can possibly imagine that you would need in your Amazon business, 98% of them at least. And you're able to see everything right there on a profit dashboard. And it's really incredible because, you know, I started, I guess, about 7 years ago when I was in my business. And a lot of times, if you weren't using a piece of software like Sellerboard, you would have spreadsheets upon spreadsheets upon spreadsheets, and you would try to read the data manually through Amazon Seller Central. And it was really frustrating because we knew that if we had spent more time on product development, or if we spent more time on optimizing different parts of our business and not just taking down manual data, it would have really been much more effective in our scaling. So yeah, it's a very easy process. It's kind of a plug and play situation. It seems a lot scarier than it actually is. And with that official relationship with Amazon, you can know that we're above board on all the terms of service and making sure that we're very respectful with your data and it stays internally. Yeah, so it's a plug and play situation.
That's great. So if I rephrase that, Chris, that means you just need to connect with the API once initially, just one time, and
Yes.
you have to connect with the AWS. And once you're connected, then you don't need to do anything at all. You just need to trigger login Sellerboard and see your stats every single time instantly on Sellerboard.
It's incredible. I mean, I had a traditional business before I went into the Amazon world, and it was a disaster restoration business where we cleaned up after fires and floods and water damage. And every week I had a bookkeeper, I had an accountant that would have to generate a dashboard for me to show me all my key analytics on my accounts receivable, my accounts payable, how much gross revenue we did, how much profit that we did. And it was a really arduous process to have to
And I'm
get
sure, sorry to bother you, I'm sure
No.
it wouldn't have been that accurate.
Exactly. And sometimes we'd make decisions on big payments to pay a vendor early, maybe, or to hire a new employee. And then we figure out three weeks later, this data wasn't even accurate. I just made a decision. I had a $40,000 variation because somebody forgot the comma. And that's the wonderful thing about having this API integration. We're just pulling all this data that Amazon is already giving you in Seller Central, and we're making it palatable for you just to see, and you see all those things that really matter to you, and you can tell right away as a leading indicator, why are my sales down on my Hero ASIN today? It looks like my advertising has stopped, and I can see that within 30 seconds. Well, maybe one of our keywords was put into a category by Amazon, like an adult category, inappropriately. It's not an adult item at all. Somehow there was a robot error within the algorithm, and now I need to open a case on within seller support, and I can get my PPC back up and running. But maybe I wouldn't have noticed that for a week if I was in passive mode, you know, or if I was on vacation. But just being able to see, it takes like a minute, 30 seconds. You can just breeze through everything, and right away, once you're on tune with your business, you're going to be able to tell if there's something different or something awry, and you can fix those things right away.
That's great. That's great. So, okay, let's move on to the next question, Chris. Can we add more than one Amazon seller account in our Sellerboard account? Can we? Definitely.
So again, just speaking from experience, I was selling on Amazon United States. I was selling on Amazon Canada. I was selling on UK, Germany, France, Italy, and Spain. So I had 7 different marketplaces that I was selling on.
Okay.
And I would be thinking the exact same thing if I was coming in fresh as a new potential Sellerboard customer. So right from the beginning, when you have a Sellerboard account at the $15 a month price point, you do get an additional four Amazon accounts that can be linked to Sellerboard. And then as your business grows, as you expand, as you decide to add on Japan, maybe you're going to decide to start in Australia, maybe you're going to go with the UAE. As your business scales up, then we do have plans that will facilitate, you know, wherever you're going with the different Amazon marketplaces, and it will be more expensive, but again, your business will be scaling, your business will be more profitable at that point, and it won't be that big of a situation for your profit and loss statement.
That's amazing. So actually, we have a lot of VA in our group, the virtual assistants. You might have noticed that Pakistan is going to be the most biggest country in terms of VA service provider, right? So we have a lot of VAs in our group. So it is very easy for a virtual assistant now, after using Sellerboard. For example, they are using 4 clients' private label accounts, and they're providing their virtual assistant services. So now they can put all those 4 accounts into Sellerboard, and they can easily check the stats, and they can deliver the reports within seconds now, which they never used to do before.
It's really we call it the most affordably effective option for Amazon sellers, because a lot of times when you get into having multiple accounts with other pieces of software, they're going to charge you a separate fee. So all of a sudden, when you're looking through your profit and loss and these fixed costs for your software, I'm seeing, $70, $70, $70, because I have 3 different accounts. I'm getting charged 3 different times. But because Vladdy, our founder, he was an Amazon seller. He experienced starting up his own business, and he realized that this is too large of a price point for a beginner to jump in and be able to say, yes, this makes sense for me just when I'm starting to pay $100 a month for this service. He wanted to make something that was just as good, if not better, than what was on the market. And he wanted to make it available for everybody, the small guy, the small girl that's just getting started. We believe in entrepreneurship. We believe in people that are the underdog that want to get going and just want to make a difference for their family and want to make a difference in their life. So I really am truly passionate about that price point, and the fact that you have the ability to start off with multiple marketplaces for a lot of product categories is realistic from the beginning. And I know that we were able to have a large penetration in the European marketplaces, and it was very valuable for us to sell the exact same products with different labels because of compliance, of course, in these multiple marketplaces. And the reviews now will actually go from United States, for example, to the UK. So when you start in the UK, all the reviews that you've already racked up in the United States and the goodwill is put over to the UK, for example. And now you have a huge advantage over somebody that might be launching as a competitor in the UK. So multiple marketplaces does make sense for a lot of people's businesses. And you get 1 + 4 when you start with Sellerboard.
That's true. That's true. So very important question, a little technical one though. Can we manage variable cost of shipments in Sellerboard? For example, because usually whatever profit and loss management tool we are using other than Sellerboard, they usually work on constant pricing of,
Right.
of shipments. For example, I have a cost of my product, for example, $10 for one shipment, and for the second one, I have it for $12. So can we give variable cost for different shipments, and it will automatically gather the facts exactly?
That's a great question. And I know that, as a journey, in your journey as a brand owner, as a seller on Amazon, you'll start off with a lower minimum order quantity, or you start off with supplier 1. And then all of a sudden you have a product that takes off, that goes off to the moon. So instead of buying 500 units, you might be buying 2,000 units on the next purchase order. Well, if you're an astute business person, of course, you're going to negotiate a better price on that cost of good per unit. And now all of a sudden, let's say the $4 that the USB fan cost you with the initial purchase order is now only $275 because you negotiated a better deal. So at that point, what you do in Sellerboard is you start a new time frame. So if it was April 1st, you would go in and you would change that particular product to April 1st, and then you could put the date out as long as you wanted to. And then if the price changed again, then you would do the same thing. And basically it'll show you during that period how much the cost of goods were and logistics cost. So then you're getting an accurate look at what your profit looked like during that period. For us, we were using another piece of software because we didn't know about Sellerboard, and we would have to go in manually and change it. And then we had a spreadsheet that would match, and it was a good piece of software, but that was something that was seriously frustrating for us. So the fact that you can go through and change it by time frame is a really great benefit.
That's amazing. So I guess it is one of the few or the only tool out there in the market for profit and loss management on Amazon where we can put the variable cost of product rather than just putting one cost and not getting the exact output of profits into it, right? Okay. Another technical question. Can we get details for PPC and storage cost and profit and every stat individually for each and every SKU in Sellerboard?
So I'll take PPC. I know that for PPC, Amazon will give us the data to be able to aggregate into our piece of software for 60 days back. So if you started on May 1st, it would go back 60 days, and it would take all the data that cost your business for PPC, and that would go into Sellerboard, so you could go ahead and see what the overall profit perspective looked like. I'll let Jenny take the rest of the question.
Okay.
All right. So in terms of PPC, yes, Chris is correct. In terms of everything else, like storage of the products, shipping cost, FBA cost, all fees, we at Sellerboard were able to find over 72 different fees, right? Seller fees. So all of this appears in the dashboard. Yes, if you can view it differently. For example, you can view, if you go to the Sellerboard dashboard, and you will see list of products on the right side, and then in the corner, if you click on more, you'll be able to view additional details by product. Of course, you can filter all this by marketplace or by parents or by your ASINs or by child. It depends on how you would like to view it. But yes, if you click on each product, there is always a button that says more. If you click on the more, you'll be able to view everything else separately.
That's great. That's great. Okay, so another question: Is there a time limit for PPC data history to fetch from Sellerboard? Right. For example, I had been using my seller account for 1 year. Okay, or I had been selling something for 1 year time. When I connect PPC data or my PPC or my seller account with Sellerboard, is there any time frame limit in the past that Sellerboard won't be taken into account for PPC data?
Go ahead, Jenny. You can take that one because you're going to give a more extensive answer.
Okay, sure. So what happens is that when you connect, you'll have to connect your Sellerboard. In order for us to pull the PPC data, you'll have to connect your PPC API, right? Otherwise, we'll not be able to pull out all the information accurately. And Sellerboard will pull out products for the last 60 days.
Okay.
This is not because we choose to do so. It's because Amazon stores that with advertising data only for the last 60 days.
Okay.
Period. We show the data based on the Amazon charges only on the account level, right?
Okay.
Amazon does not provide the PPC charges if they're paid by credit card, only by balance. Thus, the 60 days prior to your registration and now onwards is the data that will be accurate. But we will still show the data that's 60 days prior, but we'll show it on the account level, right? So it will not be as 100% accurate as the data for the last 60 days. It's not because we do so or we want so, but it's because this is the time frame that Amazon stores the data. And of course, we pull all our data from the Amazon Seller Central.
Okay, so basically, this is the limitation imposed by Amazon, not by Sellerboard.
Yes, they stored that data for the last 60 days. Thus, this is the data that we can pull. If they would have stored data for the last 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, of course, we would have pulled that. We pull everything. We pull all storage fees, all FBA fees that you'll not even be able to view if you just enter to your seller account on Amazon, right? We show everything in detail. Everything is customizable. All the views are customizable. You can view profit and loss. You can view it by dashboard, whatever you want. Everything is configurable. But
Great.
Of course, we pull everything that's available for us by Amazon, and we show it in a more comfortable mode, comfortable view, other than you would go and view it all in the Seller Central.
Okay, for any tool out there in the market, or for any software, or for any profit and loss management service, the most important thing to me is, if I was a customer, I would see how often do they update with Amazon, or how often do they update the market. So my question is, how often does Sellerboard update with Amazon?
Yeah, this is something that's super important because, especially if you're talking about Amazon Prime Day or maybe in the United States, it's a huge thing. And in Europe, I know that's been a huge thing for my businesses as well. Or maybe Black Friday, in the United States is a huge day as well. Around holidays, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You really need to be looking at that advertising cost. You need to be looking at where your sales are going, because you might want to make a price adjustment. You might want to make an advertising change. So Sellerboard is able to update the dashboard every 15 minutes and the advertising portion of the dashboard every 3 hours, because it is kind of a separate thing internally within Amazon. And so again, sometimes you'll see, like I remember a launch gone wrong in the early stages of my business where a code got leaked out that to a website, and we were losing hundreds of units per hour because a code that we were trying to give to one of our vendors that was a friend to get a free copy of the product for their wife got leaked out to the world. And so knowing that, from seeing that on a dashboard and a piece of software, we were able to take action, and it cost us about $10,000, but it could have cost us about 20 if we didn't make those changes. So that's a pretty extreme example, but you really want to see real-time data as a seller. And that's an extreme example of having a real-time dashboard at the time that really saved me.
Great. That's a great answer, and I hope our viewers and members are really enjoying the way we are putting questions and answering them. Okay, another one to go with, because it is very confidential and very sensitive information everybody has in their seller account, so nobody would care to link their seller account with some software which is not affiliated with Amazon. So my simple question: are you guys affiliated with Amazon officially?
Absolutely. Yes. Sellerboard is associated with Amazon and has relationships with their managers in AWS. And there is a lot of software options out there, and there's some that are Chrome extensions, or they're just kind of getting started with their software. We don't want to knock entrepreneurship in any fashion at all. But as we know, Amazon has a certain set of rules. They have a certain terms of service, and they have certain requirements from their sellers. And for me, as a experienced Amazon seller that's now sold my business, as we talked about, I would prefer to only work with software companies that are officially associated with Amazon and have the API connection, because I wouldn't want to risk my entire business on using a piece of software that for some reason might trigger something that could be completely inappropriate for Amazon, and then I'd have to move on to a different business model.
That's great. Okay, now coming closer to wrap up the question session. So I'll be going with two more questions, and then we can have some chat, and we can have some questions from the audience as well. So moving on to the second last question: how many monthly packages does Sellerboard have?
I'm gonna let Jenny take that one too.
Go ahead, Jenny.
Thanks, Chris. So sure, we have many packages. So we have standard packages, we have enterprise packages. So we have 4 packages in each, right? The standard packages, they start at $15 a month and they go up to $63, and the enterprise ones start at $127 a month and they go up to $359. It all depends on how many orders you have per month, right? So if you have, for example, 30,000 orders, then the standard package would be all right for you. If you need, it also depends on how many additional seller accounts you need to connect to your Sellerboard account. It depends on how many additional users you want to view, you want to allow to view information. For example, if you have a virtual assistant, right, you would give her access to your Sellerboard account, but you would not allow her to view everything. You would allow her to view some specific data that she needs. Or if, for example, you have a partner that's partnered with you on a specific marketplace, for example, Amazon US, but you're also selling in Germany, in UK, in Pakistan, in India, everywhere. But you've only partnered up with someone on the US marketplace, right? So you'll be able to have a person view only the US marketplace details, products, sales, everything else. So it depends on how many people, additional viewers, you want to add in. It depends on how many autoresponder requests you want to send, right? So usually people start with the standard package. They check it out if they have under 30,000 orders a month, and then they decide whether they want to choose to upgrade. This
Oh,
is it all depends on your needs, right? So they're different. Of course, if you have, for example, if you want to add around, I don't know, 40, 50 additional seller accounts, you'd have to upgrade. But it
okay.
depends on your needs. And I think the standard package between 15 to 63 is a great place to start at. And the cool thing is that when you register, exactly as Chris mentioned, you don't need a credit card to enter. So you can register,
That's
go
great.
into the free trial, and after the free trial ends, you'd be asked to add your card. But you do not add to, you enter it prior to that. You know, like sometimes when you download something and they require you to enter your card details before the free trial starts. So this is not something we require. It's very
That's great.
easy. You try it out. We know that we're a great tool, and if you enjoy using it and you decide to start, we'd be very happy and very excited. But once again, we give you the opportunity to try it out at whatever package you want. So of course, but it starts with the standard one, yes.
Okay. So a question comes from this answer of yours. A question comes, for example, someone starts from standard, okay,
Yes.
and if they want to upgrade to the next level, so they can do it instantly, right? They don't have any problem upgrading their account, or do they have to create a new one?
No, they don't. Of course, they don't. They just have to enter their settings and choose a different package.
That's great. That's amazing. So they don't have to switch back, sign off, and sign up as another account seller.
No, no,
No.
no, no. This is too much
That's
hassle.
very user
We don't
friendly.
need
That's
that.
very user friendly.
Um,
Okay.
and
Okay.
also for very very important thing that I guess I'll have to mention is that all Sellerboard features are available in all packages, whether
Okay.
it's the Shopify and eBay connectors, the request review feature, which is really awesome, it's new, PPC optimization, whatever it is, money back feature. It's Chris can talk more about it. It's one of the coolest features ever. Other softwares provide it separately, but we include it in the package, right? So all the features are available in each and every package. You don't need to upgrade just because of a feature. It's available in either.
Okay, I'll just be asking the last question, and then Chris will be telling us about the new feature which you were just referring to.
Yeah.
Okay, the last question which our audience must be waiting about. You guys came all the way from US and Europe for us.
Yes.
Thank you very much. So, but now the most important part, we are in collaboration. Enablers is officially in collaboration with Sellerboard now. So, what benefit will Sellerboard be giving to enablers now as we are officially engaged together? So, if any of our member comes to Sellerboard and they say, "Okay, we are from Enabler," okay, or for example, you give us some hyperlink, or somebody goes to Sellerboard chat box and they say, okay, we are from enablers. So what benefit will our members be having? Will they?
Absolutely. No, we want to give you a wonderful benefit for a wonderful group. So if your viewers and your group members right now go to sellerboard.com, or when they're ready tomorrow or the next day or this next week, they can just sign up for a free trial of Sellerboard, and then the little box that says code, just type in "I'm from Enablers," or just type in "Enablers," and we're going to give you 2 free months on us for a trial, because we really appreciate the opportunity to be in front of you, and we want a long-term relationship with everybody. And I think that you'll be able to see probably within a week or two how valuable this can be for your business. But we just want to go ahead and give you 2 months in case you have a life event happen, or you just aren't able to use all the features right away. 2 months will give you the time to know if this is going to be the right thing for your business. And obviously we think it will be.
Great. So let me rephrase that. This is really big now. We are live and telling the Sellerboard team is offering enablers 2-month free trial. Rather than just signing up and paying money, you need to get yourself comfortable with Sellerboard for 60 days for free, and then you can join by paying them and starting from the standard package if you like. But 60 days is too much, which you don't actually offer to somebody who's going to Sellerboard.com and signing up. I guess for ordinary customer coming to Sellerboard, Sellerboard allows just 1 month free trial, if I'm not wrong, right? But
That's
to
correct.
but for enablers members, you'll be giving us the hyperlink, or they can go to the chat box and tell the code enablers or I'm from enablers. You'll be giving that person a 2 months free trial, and then they can start joining Sellerboard officially.
Yes.
That's right.
Great.
That's right.
Okay, that's amazing. Thank you so very much for a wonderful opportunity and an offer, actually. And now I will be talking to Chris about the new thing Jenny was referring to a couple of minutes before.
Yes, so we have a couple new features in Sellerboard, and the one that we were just recently talking about was the money back feature. Basically, what happens is that Amazon is actually run by human beings. So at the end of the big cloud that is Amazon, there is people that are doing the code. There's people that are doing the manual customer service, and every now and then there can be mistakes. So we have a feature in Sellerboard that will actually go back and ensure that if you have returns that were actually returned by a customer and Amazon hasn't given you the money back for those returns, it will actually show you this is how much money that Amazon forgot to give you back on your payout. And we also take a look at your inbound shipments, and we also take a look at anything else that would be something that Amazon can make a mistake with. And we automatically generate a report. We give you the text that tells you what to write to seller support, and you put the amount of money in from the spreadsheet that you download from our software. And this actually happens. We had to do it manually in my business, and we would find sometimes hundreds, and if we didn't check it for 6 months, sometimes thousands of dollars that we were owed by Amazon. And so this has been a great feature.
Gosh, I mean, honestly, I had been doing that myself manually, and I had been scratching my head all the time for that. Now, let me rephrase that for our viewers who are listening to us, that Sellerboard is now going to offer a very great feature that if customer returns you anything, Amazon is supposed to pay you back for that, right? Rather than Amazon just takes the money out of your account back, because it's done manually, actually. So now, from now on, if you have Sellerboard will send you a message, or you will have an update from Sellerboard in the Sellerboard account that you are supposed to get your money back from Amazon. And not only this, in fact, Sellerboard will be telling you the way how you're going to do that. So that's crazy. I mean, that's amazing.
It's exciting because all you have to go into Sellerboard and do is just go to the money back area and push a button. And so for yourself as a business owner, you can say, depending on my volume, maybe I'll do this once every quarter. I go in, push the button, or have my VA do it, or one of my team members. I take the script, I put it into customer support, and then you just have to make sure that you get the response back, and they'll give you the money, because they're not trying to not give you the money back. It's a legitimate human error, whether within the coding or whether within somebody at customer service. So they want to give you the money that's owed to you, but if you don't point it out to them, obviously they're not going to spend countless hours looking for money to give you back.
honestly, lot of people, lot of sellers doesn't even know that we can get the money back from Amazon for our returns. Even they didn't know that. And now we can't just take the money back. Rather, it's an autopilot from Sellerboard that
Absolutely.
we just need to push the button. And may I ask, when Sellerboard is going to activate that feature, or they have already done?
That feature is activated. It's an amazing feature, and just to kind of give a funny story too. It wasn't so funny for the seller of the business, but I've heard many stories of businesses being sold, and the person that actually takes over the business, the buyer, realizes that the seller had never done this in the history of the business, and literally finding tens of thousands of dollars that was being owed.
I had been accused of that as well.
So it really does add up. I mean, if you want to run a 20% profit, every point counts. Every point counts. And if your competitors are doing it and you're not, then you're losing out.
That's right. That's the spot where you're losing money, actually, and you can gain it whenever you want, but you're not doing it because you don't have knowledge about it. So this session, this amazing session, didn't just enable everyone out there to use Sellerboard. Rather, we let everyone know this great thing as well, that you can get the money from your returns from Amazon as well. Not by just creating cases anymore or doing it manually. In fact, you can do it now from just push of a button from Sellerboard. Okay, one last thing, Chris. Do we have that feature for all the packages, or it's just for the biggest package?
We have that feature for every package. Jenny, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is that has been unleashed for every single package. Is that correct?
Come again?
The money back feature has been unleashed for every single package.
Yes, it's available for every single
But
package.
if somebody is having a standard package, they can even do that. Or if our members are having a 60-day free trial, they still can have it, right?
Yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
If they're in a free trial,
Okay.
of course, we will give the possibility to your audience and enablers to write in the chat box that they want to try the money feature out, and we will activate it for them.
That's really great.
Otherwise,
So,
they will not be able to see it
okay.
on the standard
In
free trial.
case-
But
in
we
case
are
they-
giving it out. Yes, of course. We there is also apart from that, so there apart from the reimbursements by Amazon, there are 2 types of them, and they'll have access to both.
That's great. So if even if the feature is not active, they can our members can go to Amazon self support chat box, and they can write there that you're from enabler.
Sellerboard chat box. The
Sellerboard
feature
chat box.
is active, but it will not be available in the free trial.
Okay, but you can give this to our members,
Of
right?
course, yes, we will.
Okay.
It's our pleasure. They'll just
Thank
have
you
to
very
write in
much.
the Sellerboard chat box that they want to try money back out, and we
That's
will surely activate it to them as soon as possible, straight away.
That's really good. So let me wrap up. From start to now. We're having this great session tonight with Sellerboard team, having Christopher and Jenny with us, and we have had a lot of questions about what is Sellerboard, how it works, what are the basic things Sellerboard is offering, what is the technical end, and so many things which we discussed. And at the end, we concluded that in collaboration with Sellerboard and enablers, Sellerboard is offering enabler members to go to the sellerboard.com, subscribe for a free 60-day trial. Once they use that hyperlink, or they go to the chat box and write down there that they're from enablers. So they will be given a 60 days free trial, right?
Please don't forget to register through the link, or
Okay.
please don't forget to type in that you're from enablers. Otherwise, you'll not get the 2 month. You'll just get
Okay, they have to do the either thing. Either
Yes.
they use the link, or if they don't have the link, they forgot the link or they misplaced it, they can even go to the chat box of sellerboard.com, and they can write down there that they're from enablers, and they will be given the 60 days free trial.
Yes, once they register, they don't just visit the website and type, "Hi, I'm from enablers." No, register. You don't need a credit card to do that. And once you register, they just type in that you're from enablers, and your account will be switched into 2. If
That's
you
right.
go within the link, through the link, you'll be given a 2-month free access straight away. But
Straight away.
if you register and then type in that you're enablers, you'll be given it as well. You'll just have to mention it in the chat box.
Okay,
Otherwise, how would we know?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, I'll be adding the link in the description of this live session as well, and we'll be sharing that link, and we'll be telling every of our member to use this great opportunity, and we'll definitely be in touch with you guys, and we'll request you in different time of once in a month or twice in a month to come live with us and ask different tell us the different scenarios, how Sellerboard actually technically works. And I would request Jenny in particular, because she's on the technical end. So I will ask Jenny to come live with us next week, the same time, the same day, and give us a complete detailed demo for Sellerboard. Will you be able to do that, Jenny, for us?
Yes, it's my pleasure. Sure, it will be next weekend on Saturday, same time.
Thank
I
you.
think it's after iftar in Pakistan.
Yeah, it's after start. That's right. At 10 p.m. Same time next Saturday, Jenny will be with us, coming with us to complete to give the detailed demo of Sellerboard, how actually each and every feature of Sellerboard works. So I would like to thank you once again to you wonderful guys for coming with us and telling us so much about it. And I hope we have a great consortium together, and we'll be moving further with it. Thank you very much.
Very excited.
Thank you
Have a
for
great-
watching. Thank you to everyone.
Thanks a lot.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
great
much.
Bye bye. Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
Bye bye.